You voted.
We listened. This is Best Optics Ready Pistol.
Welcome to Cartridge Talks. Welcome to Cartridge Talks. In this episode, Ryan and I are going to be taking a look at 5 optics-ready pistols selected by you. We did a poll on the old Instagram machine, and these were the pistols you wanted us to take a look at. Ryan, how are we going to be taking a look at these pistols?
We are going to physically look at them, and we're also going to go through what's coming in the box for the shooter, what we're kind of calling value add, I suppose, whether that's accessories, optics modularity, plates, etc. We're going to dive deep into like aftermarket accessories, things that the shooter can get. Is it attainable? Is it common? Of course, we're going to shoot them. We've got a plate rack set up. We've got some moving targets set up. And at the end of this, there'll be a little bit of subjective bias.
Ryan, so much of a pistol or picking a pistol was personal. You got fit, finish, feel, all the things. But there's only one way to take a look, and that's to shoot them. Let's go. Chris, where are your handy dandy mag loader thingies? On the line with the Glock 45. Ryan, are these things sighted in?
50-50.
Perfect.
Mark, are you ready?
I am ready.
Stand by.
Got it.
Nice.
Got him.
I mean, that's the issue.
That was
The issue if you hit the wood, they're all going down.
3
Oh, is that what happened?
Oh. Mark, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Stand by. Mark, excellent work. Unload and show clear.
Next up, we have a moving target. We'll be firing 5 shots each with each one of our test subjects. Ryan, as per usual, if my impacts don't land where I want, I'll blame the equipment.
As you should, Mark. You know, one of the attributes to having a red dot of some kind mounted on your pistol is tracking. This should help.
I certainly hope so.
Let's find out. The Glock 45, a moving target.
Ryan, do you understand the course of fire?
I do.
Stand by.
Got it. Marcus,
Yes.
are you ready?
Shooter ready.
Stand by. Unbelievable, Mark. You put all 5 through that same hole.
I tell you what, Brian, that is a heck of a group. Pretty poor shooting there.
It's a new pistol.
Man, that thing,
This is what we're here to learn.
this is what we're here to learn. I think I learned something on this one. Ryan, are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Once again, Ryan, your handiwork is something else.
I really got to pick these 2 Charlies up, or I'll never make USPSA Grandmaster.
Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. Let's see if I can respect myself in the morning. Ryan, the mover.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Stand by. Unload and show clear.
That one went a little better.
The Springfield Armory Echelon and a moving target.
Ryan, are you ready? Stand by. Keep standing by.
Standing by.
continue to stand by.
Still, just push the button.
You cannot be rattled. Ryan, beautiful. Look at that. That's good shooting.
It's all right.
You should be proud of that.
It's all right.
Oh my gosh, you're too critical. 3 in the A zone. This one's just a tick off.
That really ticks me off.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
We've done a fair amount of shooting.
A little bit.
Should we go talk about our feelings?
Yeah, I think so.
I've got a lot to unload. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the analytics portion of this video where Mark and I are going to unpack the 5 optics ready pistols that you chose on the Instagram machine that we have here in front of us today.
Ryan, the key designation you said here was optics ready, and one thing that I think is super cool is pistols these days are coming optics ready, and that's at the lower end of the price spectrum all the way up to the upper end of the price spectrum, everything in between. It really is the norm, not the exception, for a pistol to come with the ability to accommodate a red dot sight.
Which all of these did, except the new Defender enclosed red dots handily. The CZ P09, that has the Defender CCW enclosed, everything else has the Defender ST enclosed. We're gonna start with the Glock Model 45. Very, very basic Glock operation is the #1 thing that I love about Glocks. There are no extra switches or levers or dongles. This thing is nothing more than a grip, a magazine release, a trigger, and a slide stop, which I greatly appreciate. From a cost perspective, Glocks land a little bit above the middle tier of everything shown here on the table, but not unduly expensive. You can get into a $1,000 optics ready polymer pistol if you want, and more when you start getting into frame models and competition models, etc. Out of the box, these are also well configured. So the new Gen 5s, which we have pictured here, come with backstrap modules so you can change the grip, feel, and width a little bit. They now come with one optics plate, and then thankfully, like, we send a plate with our Defender series optics that'll key right into the MOS system. Glock does have other plates for different optics with different footprints available, and there's aftermarket support there. So they are ready to go out of the box for the most part. As far as aftermarket accessories go, Glock, I think of everything on the table here, absolutely owns that market. Understand this pistol has been available since 1983 in the US, and it has been ubiquitous globally. So there are tons and tons of holster manufacturers, even aftermarket magazines, trigger components, guide rods, springs, barrels, all the things that you would want to kind of erect or set your own Franken Glock together. So there's a ton of aftermarket support. It really is a home run in that regard.
I mean, Ryan, there are people, you're talking about aftermarket support, there are people who have built businesses around customizing Glocks.
Yeah, there's nothing actually, and I'll say this as unbiasedly as an unabashed Glock fanboy can, there's nothing about these pistols I dislike. As a person who is not pistol centric, is there anything you dislike about them?
I mean, not really. I mean, everything you mentioned I like as well. I mean, that's the pistol I own, or at least one that's similar to it. I have a Glock 19. Like you said, this is the Glock 45, so essentially it's a full-size frame, 19 size compact slide, best of both worlds. I call this one the Goldie Glocks. And I really do think it melds a lot of the best qualities and is gonna work for a variety of applications, whether it's home defense, duty, concealed carry as well. It really can do it all. I didn't shoot it that well today. I was a little surprised by that just because I am familiar with that platform, but it's definitely a go-to, and I would say anybody that went that route should be very happy.
Agreed. Next up is going to be the CZ P09. This is kind of a newer pistol relative to all the others on the table, the Echelon being the newest, but the P09 is an adaptation, polymer frame adaptation of like the 75-85 series, which were metal frame guns. It's also the only DASA gun that we have on the table. Overall, value-wise, it's slightly less than the Glock. Pretty good prospect if you're looking to not spend a ton of money. You do want a full-size pistol, or if you're looking for a DASA option, which some people are crazy about. Great pistol. I've always loved the CZ pattern guns. They've been renowned for their accuracy and reliability. I think they have an inherent shootability to them that's a little bit different than the other contemporaries on the table, with the frame wrapping around the slide rather than the slide wrapping around the frame. Pretty subjective though. You'd have to take both side by side and shoot them and see what you thought. As far as aftermarket accessories, because it is somewhat of a newer model, there's not as much out there as there would be a Glock. But I'll say this, and I'll say this about a couple of the other pistols on the table too. The accessories that are out there are purpose built. So if you're a person who wants to go shoot carry optics or limited optics with a pistol like this, or I should have said production optics, I suppose, you could, right? You could find the right holster for it. Just don't necessarily expect to find the depth and breadth of holsters that you would for a Glock system, because this has been around for a very, very long time. As far as hop-up upgrades like springs, barrels, and performance components, here again, time on the market is going to spell accessory additions. There's not as much out there, but out of the box, this thing is absolutely ready to rock and roll. The only thing I didn't care for with this particular pistol, and this is getting pretty picky, it's not ambi, and it has large controls. And that's fine, large controls are great if you need to find them, but they also get in the way too. I noticed when I was handling the pistol, I could feel parts of it, and maybe it's just different because I shoot a lot of Glocks. I could feel parts of it, levers, switches, that were contacting my hands in unusual ways and forcing me to kind of change my grip because I didn't know necessarily what I was pushing. And if you're a southpaw and you want a right side slide stop, it doesn't have it, so you have to go to the left side of the pistol to get it. It does have an ambi decocker though, which is good. That's important. That is a safety feature and a functional one at that. It is RMSC cut, so we did have to put the Defender CCW enclosed on there as opposed to the ST that we have on all the other models, but that's fine as well. I didn't really have any issues with that. I thought it was a great pistol.
Brian, you shot it really well. I mean, this one for me was a case of I like you, you don't like me.
Sure.
You know, the old, it's not you, it's me. A fine pistol. I didn't shoot it very well. I think honestly, it just didn't fit me that well, or maybe I'm not used to shooting a pistol of that size. I experienced some of the same things you did with the controls. I didn't know what to do with my hands. Overall, I think it's a really nice pistol. I had to reach for the slide release a little bit. I don't know, it just, like, it wasn't the pistol for me, but I don't think that's the fault of the pistol.
Understood, completely, yeah. On down the line, the Canik TP9 SFX. This is a pistol that draws a lot of fanfare and criticism at the same time. I've heard the Glock guys say, like, I can't believe that you would buy that, and I've heard the Canik guys say, I can't believe you would buy a Glock. Overall, the reception that I have heard on this from people who use it and use it a lot is this is actually a really spectacular pistol. It is the best value on the table for what you're getting. If you open the box on a Canik TP9 SFX, you have all the grip modules, you have all the optics plates, you get like 3 or 4 magazines, big box, well put together. They kind of threw the kitchen sink at purchasers of this pistol, and it is good. It really is. They shoot well, they have good triggers. Aftermarket support is surprisingly good on the Caniks as well, and I think because they have gotten so popular. You can get holsters from a lot of the major manufacturers. There are some upgrade options that you can get for trigger components, recoil components, barrels, etc. They're gaining a lot of ground on some of the more, quote, popular contemporaries that have been on the market longer. Impressive gun.
I mean, it makes sense. It's definitely one of those price value propositions where you're getting a lot of pistol for your dollar. It's coming with a lot of really super solid accessories. Like you said, there is some aftermarket support. It is growing. The pistol functioned flawlessly. Ryan, there's not a whole lot I didn't like about the Canik other than the way that I shot it. But man, it is a solid pistol. I didn't love how the mag release protrudes.
Sure.
But it is easy to find at the same time, so that's a little bit of give and take there. Really not a whole lot of negatives on that one though.
Solid gun. On to the M&P 2.0. Now I'm a Glock guy. There's another camp most of the time at Smith & Wesson M&Ps. And I think I'd probably shoot an M&P if I didn't shoot Glocks. When I used to shoot a lot of pistols, I often thought that to myself. Mark, you love the M&P so much that that's what we used in the 9 and 10 versus Bear video.
That was a fun episode.
Yeah.
I suggest anybody check that out.
We both shot the 10mm variant the best.
Better than the 9.
I know.
And then we picked the 9.
I know.
Go figure.
That's so us. Here's a pistol that has not been on the scene as long as the Glock, but I think has absolutely risen to the same level of acceptance and popularity, whether that's with civilian shooters or law enforcement. Tons of aftermarket accessories, tons of value in there. Here again, open that box in an M&P. Backstrap modules are in there. Optics ready out of the box. There are a ton of plates in there for all the modern optics that are on the marketplace today. And if you need holsters, guide rods, barrels, magazine components, mag wells, name it, it's there. So they are really, really on the up and up. And if you look at the two side by side, M&P and Glock, all the best features of the Glock they have on the M&P, anything that you might find a negative on the Glock, they've deleted out of the M&P, and people really love them for that, grip angle being one of the bigger talking points.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the grip angle and the back straps that it comes with. I've fiddled with these a little bit, Ryan, and that really does make a difference for me personally. Don't hate me, but I probably fall a little bit more into this camp these days. I think I shoot this pistol well. It's very comfortable. When I put it in my hand, I'm like, oh, it just feels right, you know, for lack of a better, way to describe it there. I just like everything about this pistol, the form factor, it's clean lines, it's got things where you need it, where you need them. I like the serrations on the slide, I like the feel of the slide. I think it's got a standout trigger. I think in this bunch, I think it does have a standout trigger.
That's the one thing I really don't like about M&Ps is their triggers.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a Glock trigger guy.
You love that thing.
I do.
The M&P 2.0, I know, that's a winner in my book.
Yeah. Moving on down the line to the last model that we tested today, the new Springfield Echelon. New, it's been out for a couple of years. I'm pretty impressed with this pistol overall. I think value is a big thing. They're slightly less than the Glocks and the M&Ps. They're not quite as affordable as the Canic. Here again, open the box, grip modules, and extended magazines with this particular model that we got. Probably has the most novel optics mounting system that I've run into on a factory pistol.
That is pretty neat.
It is super neat. So very widely accepting base platform. It's a direct to slide fit, and they use these really novel little stainless, I'm gonna call them pucks for lack of a better term, that orient a particular way to accept the given dot that you're running. So here again, Defender closed. I opened up the box. In the package, this is Delta Point Pro, which is what that footprint is. Orient the pins, put the screws in, and I was done. There was no subplate assembly, there was no shims, washers, or otherwise. Super straightforward. Very comfortable pistol, very following the lines of a Glock, so all of that was very familiar for me. I really liked everything about it. I like the trigger on the Glock better, the box trigger on the Glock, but everything about that thing it's just pretty sweet. It's very comfortable. I like their grip texturing. I really can't fault much at all about it.
No, it's a really nice pistol. I enjoyed shooting it. Like you said, the form factor was a win for me. I liked everything about that. If I was gonna pick one thing that I thought maybe could use some improvement, it was the trigger. But outside of that, I really liked everything about this pistol. I like the serrations, I like the slide. Yeah, that's another one that it didn't surprise me, but I sure liked it.
Yeah. On aftermarket support for the Echelon, again, because this pistol is super new on scene, there isn't a ton. So I guess with respect to like performance upgrades, I know they're coming because more and more people are starting to run these guns. They're value priced. They're a great pistol. Some holster compatibility with Glocks and similar Glock clones, which is neat. Some, it is still specific, depending on whether it's gonna be light bearing or otherwise. But I think it'll catch up. I think if I look back at Springfield's super successful XD, which is another striker fire, that kind of their first that they had on the scene, if this is kind of the next generation of what that pistol brought the American shooter from Springfield Armory anyways, I think it'll catch fire just as well as that XD did. And when I was shooting competitively, XDs were a very common thing. I used to sell a lot of XDs. I think the Echelon is gonna catch up just dandy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there is some aftermarket support. I mean, it's not like there's none out there, and I think it's just going to keep growing.
Yeah, yeah. So we have to pick a favorite.
It's actually not hard for me this time.
It's definitely not hard for me this time.
I knew it wouldn't be hard for you.
It's a Glock.
You're going to start with the Glock, and you're going to finish with the Glock.
It's a Glock, yeah.
There is only one answer for you.
It is the only pistol that I have consistently carried for as long as I have carried pistols. It's a Glock, absolutely.
For me, man, the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. I love the Glock. I was really impressed with the Echelon. They share, I feel like they share a lot of similarities, which is probably why I like all three of them quite a bit. But if you made me pick just one today, it's going to be the M&P.
A house divided.
I think that just exemplifies how personal this decision is, how you're going to use it, you know, all the things that factor into which pistol you pick.
You're correct, and I started with Glocks when I started shooting pistols consistently. I've owned a smattering of metal frame guns, double action guns, single action guns, etc. But when I really committed to pistols, it was with a Glock, so I have the most familiarity with the Glock. I'm not going to call it a bias. I think it's educated, but it is for me the Glock. And you know what? I'm glad you found something. That's good.
That looks good on you, right?
Yeah, it's good for you. Per usual, I had a great time on the range with you today, Boardman.
Ryan, I had a great time as well. There's nothing like putting your self-esteem and dignity on the line, shooting in pistols and in front of other people in the name of creating content.
Let us compose ourselves. We're keeping that Mark, you're gonna get there, buddy. If you want more information on optics-ready pistols, tune into the Vortex Nation podcast, where Boardman and I here dive deep into the paint on what is an optics-ready pistol, what you should buy next, and how to get better with them.
You're darn right.
With diligence and practice. Thanks.